the Honey Queen here, and I'm going to show you how to avoid getting stung. I gave you 5 tips to avoid getting stung by a bee. Some do's and don'ts. And I like to save the bee, so that's my last resort, because I grew up on a bee farm, and my mother actually passed away from a bee sting, and you can learn about that story on another YouTube I did earlier. So I know a lot about the bee sting itself. So what the first thing is what to wear. You should avoid wearing, and I'll have to zoom in on these, anything that looks like a flower or a print, floral, because they'll think it's a flower. You also want to avoid dark things, because a dark item, they may think it's an enemy like a bear or a skunk, and they'll actually attack it. The other thing, you want to make sure that you never go barefoot. Never. I don't think I've ever worn, I haven't gone without shoes ever. But what you do want to wear, instead of the flowers, is light colors, like whites that don't attract them as much. Make sure you have your shoes on. Also, I have learned that you can wear like mellow colors with a little bit of print that doesn't look like a flower in any way. You want to make sure your skin is covered and that your face is covered in some way or protected. You can wear clothing, but make sure it's tight, not loose, because they can get up in it and hide in those. It's kind of something to know. Another thing is they don't like red, so even though that kind of big flower, red is not their favorite color. So lightly. The second thing is how to smell. Should you stink or should you smell sweet? Well, what you want to avoid is sweet smelling. I'll zoom in here. Is the gels, the mousse, the perfumes, the lotions, anything that's really perfumey that smells like a flower, it's going to attract them. So you want to avoid that. A shampoo is another one. The gel, I remember being stung by 100 bees went over my head because I had my hair all done dippity-doo. You can watch a video on that one that I did earlier too. Make sure that you don't smell like a flower, but what you want to use is you want to be sure to use a light perfume, because you don't want to stink either. If you stink or you sweat, that aggravates the bee and they come after you. So you want to make sure that you have deodorant that's not sweet smelling like that one, but more like this one. Or soap. This is if you know you're going to be around bees or you're trying to avoid them. A light soap. So those are things to be sure and have on hand if you want to avoid the bees. So you don't want to stink, but you don't want to smell too pretty. Make sure your body's clean, bathed. That would bother humans anyway, so avoid those things. And your clothes are clean too. They're attracted to dirty clothes, smelly clothes. The third thing is time of day. You want to avoid the warm hours of the day. And that's when we like to sometimes be out and we're eating and that. You've got to keep your food covered or put away. Another thing that attracts them is sweet drinks. Sodas especially. Many people have got fat lips from a bee sting by having this. They do come to water, but not as much, and they're not as aggressive with the water, so that's something you want to do. You don't want to burn candles or incense, because that attracts them. But if you have to burn a candle, you would stick with the beeswax candle that I showed you on an earlier YouTube, because it doesn't have a smell to it. So there's other things on the outside. You want to make sure that you bring your trash cans in immediately and clean them out and keep a lid on them. That's another thing. Keep those rinsed out. Those attract bees. My fourth thing is on action. You don't want to go swatting at the bees, and you don't want to try to run. Although they can go 15 miles per hour, you could probably outrun them, but after about a fourth of a mile, they would just kind of lose interest. If you want to take up jogging, there you go. The other thing is you see in all the Winnie the Pooh movies and somebody jumps in the water, that really doesn't work, because they are very patient and they will wait till you come out. So water is not the answer either. Another thing is any commotion attracts them. I know my daughter-in-law, she swats because she can't stand the buzzing noise, but that actually brings them towards you. You also don't want to squash them or crunch them on the ground. I know many people like to kill them. I can't kill a bee, but if you do, it lets off an odor that attracts their buddies to come and defend them. So you can see where that would attract them. But what you do want to be is gentle and calm and slow. My dad always said, fear lets off a scent that attracts them. So the thing is, you can blow on them like this if they're on your arm. Or the big thing is they come in the windows. Just this weekend I was up packing our car and in flew a bee, and I went to close it. Nope, gotta get him out of there. So I slowly lifted up and rolled the windows down, because they head for the windows and they'll head out. So you can gently guide them out that way. And as soon as he went out, I closed it all up. There you go. And the last one is just leave the hive alone, or the nest. Leave it to the experts. If someone came knocking at your house here and wanted to come and you thought they were going to attack you, you would defend it too. That's just like them. So if you do have to be around bees, dress like a beekeeper. And if you must, make sure your face is covered and the skin is covered. I am going to do another video YouTube on what to do if you get stung, so I'll follow up with that. And remember to have a sweet day, subscribe to my channel, comment below what you'd like to learn about or anything that you have on this. Find me on Facebook page and group, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, and you'll find out what happens in the next what to do for a bee sting. For my grandsons, did you find the bee? Right here. And there are some others in here. Let's see if we can find them on here.